Welcome back, listeners. My name is Larry Kolvig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group, and you've been listening to the Haven Financial Group radio show, where we discuss crucial retirement and financial topics weekly that can literally make the difference between surviving retirement and thriving through it. All very important topics. So if you're looking for more information about these topics, any of these retirement topics or retirement puzzle pieces, give us a call, 612-504-8400. Shoot us an email at info@Haven Financial Group, whatever it takes to sit down with us. There is no cost. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, specifically, more importantly, information to gain.
You know, we've been talking about how to be happy, how to be healthy, and how to be financially secure during retirement, and how all of those are so important. Each one is a balance that makes those golden years just that, being golden. We want to talk about stable finances and, you know, really the impact that that can have. You know, we talked, Larry, earlier about how, you know, trying to live a healthy lifestyle keeps you healthier and thus you save money. I would say that stress is probably, especially as we age, stress is one of those things that can probably cause more health issues than anything else. And stress, because of financial problems, can be one of the greatest stressors that retirees might have.
Oh, yes, for sure. Money can cause lots of issues. There's no lack of it or not knowing if you're going to have enough, keeping you up at night. You have too much risk in your portfolio. There's all kinds of speed bumps at the stock market. You know, there's no more paycheck coming in. You can't rely on that anymore because you're not working anymore. Do you have enough time to recover if the market is not doing very well? All of these things can really weigh heavily on people, their health, you know, their lifestyle and a variety of different things. So again, remember, we're looking to create a foundation for a happy, healthy retirement.
Sure.
How do we do that?
Right.
Well, I think it starts with, and I've said this, an emergency fund can offer peace of mind. And that's simply money in the bank, liquid monies that, again, can keep you when you need the money and the markets are down. It's liquid monies, tangible money, cash, savings, checking, money market, CDs. We like to see for a retired couple 50 to 100 grand as a benchmark. Again, it's just a benchmark. If you have more than that, fine. If you have less than that, maybe that's a goal. But that really helps give you options because there's always something that comes up. Okay, the grandkids have birthday parties, and the driveway needs to be fixed. So that's a good place to start. Income is a game changer in retirement. Guaranteed, reliable retirement income can reduce stress. Again, what are your income streams? By the way, this is all stuff at Haven that we talk with everybody about. You know, what does Social Security look like? Are you blessed to have a pension? Are there other ways that we should try to create an income stream to lower that anxiety because you don't have enough coming in, or maybe you don't have a pension? Like my wife and I, we won't have a pension. So what are these income streams? Where are they going to come from? Are they going to provide enough? Or how do we get it? How do we get the amount of money you have to provide more of necessary income?
Okay. Diversified investments. Again, you just said, gosh, you're watching the market go down or whatever you might be doing. Talk about stress. But if you're diversified, you know, you can, while one investment is doing well, another may not be doing so well, and they offset.
It's why we want to have good liquidity. It's why we want to have money in the markets, because over long periods of time, the market performs. It does. I said over long periods of time. Maybe for some that are listening, maybe you don't have long periods of time. So the time factor comes into the equation. Do you have any investments that can offer some principal protection when the markets are wavering? Things that have principal protection with some upside gains and no losses, and maybe no fees with it. And by the way, if you're listening and you don't know what you're paying, you should know. So don't be afraid to ask. So what type of accounts? Then do you have 401s? By the way, if you're retired and you still have a 401k, you may, for a very good reason, want to roll that over. We do lots of rollovers for a variety of reasons that I won't go into. IRAs, do you have Roth IRAs, which, by the way, is usually the last thing people touch.
Right.
So we want options to choose from, because again, I've said this before over all the years I've done this. The hardest thing for people to do in retirement is not get that paycheck anymore. Okay. We help people create their own paycheck in a variety of different ways, off their accounts, brokerage accounts, in the most tax efficient way possible. Tax efficiency. Where do we draw from in the most tax efficient way possible? Lance is our CPA. Again, taxes is very relevant, even more in retirement than ever. Or have you looked at annuities for income options? Now, annuities aren't for everybody. I won't get into the whole class that I usually teach, the truth about annuities, but they can be used very effectively to guarantee a certain amount of income stream for the rest of your life. I had clients in this past week. They did a small amount, about 7 years with me in an annuity, a fixed annuity that had an income feature. They needed about an extra $600 a month. Not very much in their case. We were able to turn on their 2 fixed index annuities, and it will get them a net of $600 a month guaranteed for the rest of their life. Maybe that's a good way to do it.
Sure.
But please don't have a fixed index or any annuity for income, because oftentimes you pay for it and then you don't need the income. So you're just paying for something you don't need. So here's what I'm going to say. Annuities aren't for everybody, just like everything isn't for everybody. But understand them, because they might be an effective means or investment vehicle in your portfolio. And don't fall underneath the advertising. I hate annuities. You should hate annuities, and everybody should hate annuities. Well, I don't like some annuities either, and they're not for everybody. Right. So don't fall into. Be careful with the sales pitch, because oftentimes people get sold a bill of goods. That's why you need to understand them before you enter into them.
And by the way, let me just throw in, if you already have an annuity and you're not exactly sure how it operates, what it works, how it, you'll be using that, you can take that in to the folks at Haven Financial Group, and they can review those annuities and talk you through exactly how it's going to work once you're calling upon it. We talked about this earlier in the show, and it's just worth one last mention here. To really make sure that you're happy and you're stable, you want to make sure that you've taken care of your healthcare issues.
Oh, healthcare, I've said it, it's underestimated. It's a major expense. Make sure you're shopping out that Medicare. Make sure you're looking at your long-term care options. If you have life insurance, get that life insurance reviewed. We're going to really put a focus at that in 2026 for our existing clients. Because oftentimes that old life insurance, it gets thrown on the shelf. You got it 10, 20, 30 years ago and haven't looked at it since. And some negative things can happen with that. So we're going to, we encourage life insurance reviews. We're not going to try to sell you life insurance if you don't need life insurance, but there might be benefits for a variety of reasons. And what you have maybe is not been performing what it should. So financial clarity really fosters purpose. It creates confidence. And again, that gives a lot of satisfaction into your future and what you're doing. Again, and that takes time. Again, and that takes it should take a relationship. Retirement is more than a meeting once a year or twice a year for 45 minutes to an hour. When you're dealing with retirement topics like we do with taxes, tax planning, Medicare, long-term care, life insurance, wealth management and investments, et cetera, there's a lot that goes into that. And you should be getting the attention you deserve, and many people aren't. Right. Many people don't even get together once a year with their guy or gal or whoever is helping. Some people are doing it alone, and they're overwhelmed, and they don't know where to turn to. That doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. Find a good partner that you can lean on, that you can ask questions. Just this week, I don't know how many times people say, well, I've had the same question for years. Well, why not get the question answered? Well, we didn't know to ask. Well, you're sitting in front of me, so fire away.
Right, absolutely. 612-504-8400. In the end, what people are working toward is a happy, healthy, and a financially secure retirement. If you believe that maybe you need some help making sure that all of that happens for you, give the folks at Haven Financial Group a call. Again, it's 612-504-8400. Tell them you heard us right here on the radio and you'd like to set up a free appointment. Well, Larry, I think we've had a good show. It's been full of lots of good information, and I wish people the best of luck out there who are listening.
I do as well. I think if they come in and visit with us and we walk them through our process, which, by the way, is not a sales process by any means, I think they'll be very fulfilled. They'll get a lot of information, a lot of questions answered. And you know what? We like to have a little bit of fun with it. They might even like us.
I know though that part is for sure.
Kim, always good to be with you. I look forward to next week. Have a blessed week.